Please make some noise. Welcome to the stage, Jennie Kwan, Cricket Leigh, and Olivia Hack. Oh wow. We're warming up. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Hi,
having a good day? Hey. Is it anybody's first day at Otakufest? Sunday only? Yeah? Okay. Nice. How many of you guys were here all 3 days? Wow. Me too. I have a con hangover.
Yes, it just all seems to just be so overwhelming when you come to the cons. There's so much fun, so many fans, so many stories.
For me, it's like I don't know where to rest my eyes. I'm just like looking at all your cosplays all weekend, and I'm like, wow.
There's a tattoo convention next door. You can get open eyes tattooed on your lids.
Oh,
and
no.
you can just hang it
Whoa. So like you look like you're wearing makeup already.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never have to worry.
Well, welcome. Thank you guys for being here with me today. Thank you for,
Thanks
of course,
for having us.
Oh, of course, we're so excited to have
You're
you.
so far away. You want to scoot in a little bit?
Well, thanks for the invite. Yes. So I wanted to say again, thank you for being here, being part of such a groundbreaking show like Avatar. I wanted to talk to you about a couple things, and of course we'll open up to the audience for their questions. The first question I wanted to know, Avatar, it became something so special for so many people. I wanted to know, looking back, what do you remember most about working on the show?
Ooh, I think what was really fun to work on was just working with the cast. Like, for example, the last episode, most of us were there to record, and that's when you have so much energy and can feed off everybody's energy. We recorded in pods,
I would always record with Azula and Cricket here, May. And so we would only just kind of record with the people we were in the scene with. But yeah, for as far as memories like that, like Azula, I can't talk. Great Delisle, who plays Azula, is so talented. And I'd never worked with her before. And I was like, who's this woman? Like, she was wild. And we would just bond over like bad ex-boyfriends and stuff, and like Cricket would just come in and she just had this natural texture, and I was like, oh, I wish I can't do rasp, it kills my throat, and Cricket has such an amazing, just natural voice, and they loved that. They loved your natural. They just wanted you to get deeper and deeper.
I wish I could have you. See, we all want to know what we don't have. I was gonna say the thing that I remember most was just the building and getting there. I was like, this is such a cool, iconic building, because growing up, Nickelodeon to me was that old school, like, what's that stuff with the slime? What was that?
Slime.
And,
Yeah, but what was the show?
You can't do that on television.
Thank you. Okay, so
Yes.
you can't do that on television. I was like, oh my God, this is that slime place. And like, this is amazing. This is an iconic place. And I was already like 30 when I did this show. So I hadn't been watching a lot of the programming that a lot of people watched, but I knew this was an amazing place. And I remember just going to the building and seeing all these pictures and it being this really special place. So I think that's what I remember.
Did they still have the mini golf course when you guys were?
Oh, I don't remember.
I haven't seen it.
They used to have,
Yeah.
when you walked in that main courtyard, when they opened, I
Oh
was
my
there opening
gosh,
day, because
yeah.
I was doing
That's
the
awesome.
And they had this mini golf course, and then it was there for maybe like 5 years, and they ripped it off.
Oh,
It was
man.
really cool.
I
Yeah.
would have tried to play a couple holes before I went in there. Yeah, so that was a big memory, that I loved about Avatar.
Yeah, Nickelodeon was a wild studio. They had so many fun game shows and things like that. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit as well. I'm glad you brought up Nickelodeon because, for Nickelodeon, they're mostly known for their cartoons and their single episode stories where you can just jump in at any time and just watch a show. And Avatar in itself was quite groundbreaking for Nickelodeon because they were telling full stories over entire seasons, and it was pretty much...
Previously on Avatar.
Yes, and it was like the first time for them also diving into a much serious topics like war and things like that, and it was to prove in a way that kids could handle this type of entertainment. I wanted to know, did you realize how groundbreaking that the show was when you were recording it, or is this something that came later once the fans resonated with it?
I had no idea.
I had no idea. So here's the thing, like I am a terrible actor, and sometimes I'm very lazy, and I never read the scripts.
What?
Because it was very, I came in on season 2, right? So when
Yeah.
you come in on a show and people are like, and it's not a, it's not grounded in, say, reality in terms of like, there's a fire nation and there's an earth kingdom and there's a this and there's the, and you're like, and bending, and you're like, none of it. It's like sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
You're like, none of this makes any
Yeah.
sense. So I didn't even know I was a villain until I did my first con like 15, 20 years ago. And someone was like, what's it like to be a villain? I was like, what do you mean? She's like pink and happy. And they were like, no, she's like bad and she like rides this giant lizard. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so that's why she's so perky, because I just saw her and she was pink. And so I was like, oh, you're just gonna play her pink. And no idea. So no, I didn't know Avatar. I had no idea what the show was even about.
Also, too, I think, when you're a kid, you don't know the depth of good writing, right? Obviously, they're touching all these universal and heavy duty points at some points, but watching as a kid
Talk today.
I know, sorry guys, you're getting the real deal here, but coming back, revisiting it as an adult, you pick that up along the way, and we've really gotten so much feedback about that, like, wow, I see it differently as an adult, and there's a testament to great writing.
Same. I didn't know. I tried to read these scripts and I was like, what is Basanga Sug Sing Say? What? Yeah, well, I'm being weird. But, I was like, what is, I don't want to nor understand this. So I'm just going to, get in there, do my part. It's a symphony and I'm not the director of this. I'm not the conductor. So I'm just going to play my instrument and leave. And that's, I think, what we did. And then to see it later, of course, it's brilliant, right? But we didn't know. We did not.
And you never know, and especially back then, like the internet existed, but not in its current iteration and form, right? So there was no real feedback. So back then, if you didn't do five seasons of a show, you couldn't be in syndication, which meant the show was canceled, it wasn't a hit, whatever. So when that show ended after 3 seasons, which Mike and Brian planned, that was always going to be 3 seasons, it was never going to be more than that. I was just kind of like, well, I guess no one's watching this, and I guess nobody likes it, because we only did 3 seasons, not kind of realizing that it was so planned out. And only through you guys at conventions, and then now, again, the internet and the formats, and now have we realized the power of the show. And also, like you were saying earlier, it's not talking down to its audience, right? So maybe kids might like the bending or the action adventure or whatever, but as you get older, you realize, oh my gosh, like so many people said this was my first introduction to religion. This is what I learned about a genocide, or this, that, the other. The fact that like Zuko was abused by his father is a very adult theme, for a kid show, but also something a lot of kids do go through and whatever. So it's very special. But at the time, you have to understand, like as actors, we're just like, it's just a job, and we're going to another job,
Yeah, you hope that you get another season or you get another show. And so as the actor, generally speaking, you're just going in as a job, generally speaking.
Well, yeah, as a voice actor, when you go into an audition, me personally, I like to just go in the booth, get it over with, and then I forget about it. And I don't try not to think about it, because you go crazy. So I could have said this differently, or I could have done this. What was the casting process like for you guys for the show?
like what you said, it's like, I don't even think there were callbacks or anything.
I'll just say, because Suki was supposed to be a guest starring role, I got a breakdown. There was a picture. There were lines. I went in to the agent back then when we could go to our agents, recorded it, and a week later they're like, oh, they want to see you at Nickelodeon. I was like, oh, okay.
Jenny also almost booked the part of Cora too, which
I know, but I did audition for Cora, but I didn't get Cora.
3 times.
3 times I did, but we have the amazing Janet Barney, which she's a gift. But yeah, so then I went to Nickelodeon, and I tell the story that I remember seeing Dante there, and he's like, hey, and it was all colorful and like just a bunch of people, and I was like, like all these people are auditioning for this, anyway. So that's what happened, and I had to go in the booth, with the director and all the creators, and then I was like, okay, you just don't know. You just don't know.
Well, it's obvious that the show still resonates with a lot of fans. Of course, it being over 20 years now, and then they're coming with they have the live action version of the show, so it's still inspiring new fans to go and watch it. How does that feel to be part of this legacy of the show that's continuously still getting new fans and being generational for over 20 years now?
Incredible. I'm psyched. The more love for Avatar, the better. I mean, the more incarnations, the better. I love it. I'm psyched that the newer, younger people, culturally appropriate, get to tell these stories. It's awesome. It is what should be happening.
And it's an original concept, right? Which is what makes it timeless. Yeah. Like, you can watch a show in 20, 30, 40 years, it's gonna be the same because it is its own unique world. Much like a Star Wars or something like that, you know, where it just doesn't exist in a certain space and time. And the cool thing about Avatar is it grows with you. You know, when you're young, you might relate to one character, to a Toph or something. When you're a teenager, it might be Zuko. I always think you know you've come full circle when you're like, oh man, Iroh, yeah. I'm feeling that, you know, and it's cool because so many people constantly come up to us and they say, oh, I watched it when I was a kid, or I started watching this show and then my grandparents were in the room and they were like, this is kind of good, and their grandparents watch it with them, and it really, it's cool that it's very multi-generational for so many people.
Yeah, I think it's cool because people even now who are discovering the show through the live action version, in the same senses that they're doing with the One Piece show, they're going back to say, oh, I want to see the original source material. I think that's so cool.
Yes, I mean, my own husband was like, oh, we watched live action, he's like, oh, and I'm like, yes. So now you understand. He's like, now I get it. I'm like, so this is the like user-friendly way to go watch our show, is to watch the live action one first.
Because some people prefer animation, and then other people, animation doesn't resonate with them, right? And so they're getting it in the live action way, like John or,
And we know it's not the same. Like we say, it's pizza, right? Like we might be the original pie, and that's awesome. But pizza's always good, even if it's, you know, the new version.
Pizza's so good.
Oh, okay. Pizza.
Yeah, I'm from New York. That's my favorite food.
Oh,
Pizza's
your
best.
favorite.
Congratulations on that.
I say Chicago style is better, but
Congrats.
I've had it. I like it. But I'm a New York boy, so you know, it's traditional New York 18-inch pie. That's my.
Yes.
All right, so I think this is a perfect time to open up our line of questioning. If anyone has a question, someone has to break the ice, please come and line up right over there. Once again, keep it to one question per person. Make sure we get as many questions in the time that we have. And I will be the bad guy to cut off the line when we run out of time. All right, so hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hello, my name is Asia. I was in the last panel with Dow House. What was my question? Wow.
you'll remember. Take your time.
Thank you. If you were in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where would you live in, and would you be a bender or a non-bender?
Ember Island.
What's
I'd honestly probably be a non-bender. I don't want the responsibility.
Same. I'd want to be with Appa. I'd want to be like his wife or friend. I want to be Appa's wife. I want to be his like boo. I want to be like me and Appa flying together. Is that weird?
Yes.
And we love it.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
I'm Leah. So I'm thinking about this from like when you're reading the script. Did you ever look at like the stage directions with the references of like what's going on and go, you want me to do what? If you have any stories like that.
I guess so. Like, I knew they'd be fighting and stuff, and I'd be like, what do you mean I have swords in my hands? Like, fingers that would have swords out of them. Honestly, I was like, this is a lot. And I was working like 3 other jobs at the time. Like, I was like an interior decorator helper, like a makeup artist. Like, I was doing so much. My brain was like, I can't really focus on this right now. I'm just gonna read what I need to read and do the job I have to. I wish I had like better answer. And
I will say they gave us a lot of direction so that
we didn't maybe have to get confused.
Yeah.
She was an incredible director. But yeah, I was confused by it. Were you guys?
clearly.
Wait, so can I ask just on a technical aspect, was there no previs when you were doing this? Was the voice come first and then they drew it later?
Correct, yeah. Weirdly enough, I think for Cricket too,
yeah.
so they must have cast 2 other actors for Cricket and Yeah, I know, it's May and Ty Lee. Because the first like 2 or 3 episodes I did, I dubbed. So I just thought it was like an anime dub, and then, yeah, it wasn't. So I guess it was like a recast.
Okay,
Yeah, I think so too.
The reason I ask is because you mentioned having to just try to visualize these things and not knowing exactly what swords and things like that. It's a lot easier when you get to see on screen, you get to pick up the
Yeah.
character and the way they're standing. and things
They
like that.
got to see, but for me, I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, you know, like, efforts, you know what I mean?
So it changed from season 1 to season 2 then?
Just for Cricket and I.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
okay.
everybody else was cast and they didn't change the voices, but I guess
I think
we
ours
were,
was-
like people
yeah.
that came in later and kind of, they didn't like whoever had originally voiced those characters.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you for answering my question. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Leah.
And thank you for your question. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
My name is Emmanuel. My question is, as non-benders, if you had a choice for your bending for your character, what would it be for each?
Oh, we're all non-benders.
Yeah.
Well, I always say that Ty Lee is kind of more powerful than any bender because she can take away bending. So I don't need to bend. I'm good. I'm good.
You're
with what I
right.
got.
I suppose for Suki, if she were to be a bender, the closest thing would be air, right? Because of the fan, she can fly through the air pretty well already. May as well just push it up a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I'd still be I think I'd still be in the
Fire
Fire Nation.
Bender,
Yeah,
yeah.
I still think I would be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for your question. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm playing Chris from Deltarune. Big fan of the show. So, if you were to take any form of transportation, like say Fire Nation Palanquin, Earthbending Train, Waterbending Canoe, or Air Bison, what would you choose?
Air bison.
Air bison.
Wow, that was just
What
unanimous.
would you pick?
Yeah, I like that. I do like
Good
water,
question.
so maybe the Fire Nation boat at certain times. But
Yeah.
Air
Why?
bison.
Because we can.
We're saying with Abba's wife right here.
Mappa.
Mappa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, what's your name? What's your question?
My name is Maggie, and I was wondering, like, what your guys' favorite characters are that aren't the ones that you voice.
I love Ty Lee. She's my favorite because I'm more like that in real life. I am peppy.
You are peppy.
I'm just like joy. I'm joyful.
Cricket
I'm
always
joyful.
looks on the positive side. Like I'll be like, this thing happened. She'll be like, well, maybe you can learn this from it. And I'm like, maybe Cricket.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more like that. So I think that's why I just love that character, and I love that she's like got all these siblings that she had to get away from. Like it's just, I don't know, my heart goes out to her, and I love her.
I like Azula just because I like villains and highs and lows, and she's so unhinged and like. There's really nothing redeeming about her, which I kind of love. Like, well, you know when they do that flashback and it's like the baby episode and she's still deranged and you're like, oh, she was just like born bad. Again, Cricket would tell me like, well, she probably has a personality disorder. It's not her fault.
We
I'm
need
like,
to look at why she's that way.
yeah. And then I really think, even though it's called Avatar, The Last Airbender, I really feel like it's Zuko's show. It's his arc and his journey and his growth, you know? So for me, it's like those two characters. Fire Nation.
I like Jet.
Ooh. I want to be Jet's wife.
Yeah, I want to be Jet's boo.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And in the live action, Jet is fine. Jet is fine in that live action. I was like,
Can I go to the set?
Jet visit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Kalolu. If you could have, okay, so in the Avatar universe, there's all kinds of different animals, right? If you could have one of those animals
Turtle ducks.
as your pet, what would it be?
Turtle
what
ducks.
are they all again?
What?
What are all the animals again?
Yeah, name some animals for
Yeah.
us. Badger moles.
Badger moles, turtle ducks, platypus bear, actual bears.
I would take a bear or a bite.
No, I like that platypus bear. It's so funny.
Yeah,
it's so
that's
odd and
right.
cute and
Yeah.
furry, but
I would
No,
take the
all that
platypus
too.
bear.
Yeah, and the turtle ducks sweet, nice Persona shirt. I voiced Jose in Persona 5.
Aww. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, step on up. What's up? What's your name? What's your question?
Hello, my name is Richie. My question is, if your characters were sent 70 years into the future to Korra's era, what do you think your character would be doing in Republic City?
I I feel like Tylee's not in Korra, right? But like there's a lot of chi blocking in Korra. So I feel like she showed up there at some point and was like, let me teach you guys some things. So I don't know. She did something over there.
I feel like Suki would be leading another military sort of organization. Yeah.
I have no idea what May would be doing.
Is May in Korra at all? Like, did they talk about her?
No, I don't think so. Well, no. No, she's
Can
not.
anybody answer that?
What do you think May would be doing? I mean, well, yeah, that. But I'm like, what would she be doing? Like,
What do you think
Would she
May
be
would be
running
doing?
like a? Would she be running like a meditation studio? Like, I don't know.
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you
she
think?
What could she be doing?
Goth convention.
I think she would be working together with firebenders, creating a new organization that uses lightning and sun bonds, or the
Wow, dang. Okay, see, you guys are smarter than me. First of all, I think she could do that and run goth conventions, which is what we started. Because I love that. And I would be playing old school Depeche Mode, New Order, because that's my age goth music. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. Hey, step on up. What's your name? What's your question?
Hello, I'm Juliet.
Hi, Julia.
Nice to see you guys. Hi. So this is a really nerdy question. Whatever, go get some fast time. So, if you could ship your character, or if your character could end up in a relationship with anyone in the show, would it be Suki's voice actress can't choose Sokka?
Would I choose Sokka?
No, you can't choose Sokka.
I can't choose Sokka.
Yeah, it's hard mode.
Yeah, why?
Anyone else?
Oh, I think I already claimed Jet.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
What about you two?
Hi, Zula.
I mean, I think May and Tyler would be cute. Or,
Damn.
or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess, or she'd just be celibate. I don't know. She's kind of celibate.
I love it. She's not shaking.
Appa's wife.
Oh my God.
Mappa and May.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Julia.
All right, hey, step on up. What's your name? What's your question?
All right. My name is Isabel. Do you have a favorite episode?
My favorite episode is the beach.
Me too.
And not just because Tylee's in it, although, because I like backstory. So in any show or movie, I love origin stories and knowing why somebody's away and whatever. You get a lot of origin story in that, and you get to watch Azula flirt, which is so cringe, and you get action in the volleyball game, and they burn all that shit down, and like, yeah, I like the beach. I think it's like a really well, and also in that episode, I think sometimes it gets lost in Avatar that they're all teenagers. And we forget that, and in that episode, you really kind of feel that, that they're dealing with their growing pains and all that. Yeah.
Same, the beach. I love the beach because it shows how, Zuko's like, why do you keep everything inside, May? And she's like, you want me to express myself? Leave me alone. And of course, that's terrible. That's not great way to process your feelings. But I love that for her because she's like setting a boundary and being like, leave me alone. And we just get to say more than these little quips, especially for May. She has all these great one-liners. But it was great to just have a little bit more beefy dialogue for us. And as an actor, that's what we are drawn to. So that was my favorite.
Someone asked me yesterday what episode for Suki that I liked, and it's interesting. Usually I would say Appa's Lost Days, which I love because it's such an emotional grab, or the end of the series because everything is wrapped up so beautifully. But yesterday I was like, you know what? The question was, I can't remember, but basically I like the acting or the vulnerability in Serpent's Pass that she got to do with Sokka, because it kind of just showed their real relationship and kind of the quirky things about their relationship in that one episode. So, and I remember recording it, and it was a sort of intimate thing. It was embarrassing, but Jackie was so young, but it was, when I look back, I was like, oh, yeah, there's another arc there, so that was fun.
Thank
you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for your question. And of course, we'll leave the line open if anyone wants to think of something and come up with a question. By all means, come on up. We still got some time here at the panel, and then we'll just jump back here to us. I wanted to ask you guys because I've had the opportunity to speak with Grey Delisle and Greg Baldwin, who plays Uncle Iroh, and when they're at their cons, they come in full cosplay, and they actually do their panel in full cosplay. My question was, have you ever cosplayed?
Oh, we have. Oh, we all have.
In fact, Jenny has two. She has regular Suki and Fire Nation.
Oh,
So
yes.
And so when we went to SAC Anime, which is in California, our whole cast, our whole
8 of us.
yeah, basically, we all cosplayed, and then the 3 of us were in Houston, and we did the Fire Nation cosplays, all 3 of us, and that was really fun. But if I can speak, for us up here, please speak, because we're all girls. But as fun as it is, we want it to be a special experience for you guys. So it's like a surprise when we do our cosplays, and also we have other variety. We haven't done it in a long time. We should pop up somewhere.
We'll pop it up. We will pop it up.
But and also too, we have different characters as well. So sometimes it's nice to just be.
So that Tylee wig is really heavy.
Oh, it's like a
Suki
But
face
traveling
paint.
with the wig is intense because it's its own box.
Yeah. So we know your commitment to and respect. All the cosplayers. My goodness.
Very impressive. You guys are out here in this Florida humidity in your cosplay.
A hand to all of you.
Yes,
that
for sure.
cosplay. You look amazing, and we know what it takes.
Oh, we know.
See it.
Yeah.
But we love. Greg looks amazing, but he travels with someone.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that's
It's very extensive.
He has someone he travels with that helps him, and that's incredible.
She's always gluing down that wig.
Lauren.
We have another question here.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Cami, and my question is, what is your favorite line out of any of the lines that doesn't have to be your own in the entire series?
That's rough, buddy.
I like that one that Azula says, the sharp one, but I don't know the line.
Because you're so it could pierce the hull of 1,000 warships.
That
because
one.
it's so sharp.
That.
And if Uncle Iroh was here, I love the one about the light and the dark. That's a really nice one to remember. And not that I forget about it, but because it's not something that is said to me every day. But when it is repeated, it's a good quote to remember.
For the light, you will always find it. If you look for the dark, that's all you will see.
Dang.
Look it out on a Sunday.
I like the moon one you have.
Oh, you never told me you made out with the moon spirit. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite quotes that Suki says, yeah. Like real, like the boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is real.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question. All right, we got another question. Colin.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
So, with season 2 of Netflix's Avatar getting near, and you have seen their takes on Suki, Tylee, and May. What were your impressions from what you saw in season 1? Maybe any particular favorite scenes you liked, and anything you'd like to see from them going into season 2? And I guess obviously, have you met them?
I haven't met them. We follow each other on Instagram. My thing with Tylee, I'll just stick to Tylee specific on that show, is that she shows up in season 1, but in the animated series she shows up in season 2. And so unfortunately, maybe they'll do something different, but in season 1 she's not introduced. She's just kind of hanging around Azula. So it's fan service. So if you've never seen the animated show, you'd be like, who are these 2 chicks that just hang out with Azula but don't really talk? So I'm hoping that in season 2 she gets a proper introduction. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm also looking forward to, I think with season 1 they didn't know if the show would be popular or whatnot, and I think there was still a little bit of COVID hangover from that, and so everything was shot on what's called the volume, which is a green screen soundstage. And for me, I like practical sets, I like practical effects, and in season 2, it's going to be all practical. Like my thing with that show is they would shoot these scenes with Zuko and Iroh on the warship, and I was like, there's no ocean spray, there's no water, there's no whatever. It does not feel like they're on a boat. So I'm looking forward to season 2 and seeing them with a bigger budget, with more freedom into more of a real world scenario. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I agree. I remember seeing May and Tylee, and I was like, okay, they didn't know they were going to get a second season. So I understood why they crammed everything in, and they had them there like, oh, let's just put them on the fringe. And I just was like, they had May looking kind of like a doe, like or a deer in headlights, and I was like, I hope next year they give her kind of a little like sass or a little, a little something. Next
The
season.
creators are listening.
Yeah, and I think
You know what
they're
I mean?
going
The
to,
producers and stuff, they're taking fan feedback.
But she and I chat, message each other. Talia Tran is amazing. I'm so proud of all these young people. I think what they're doing is great. I'm excited about the show. I thought who was the standout for me was Suki. I thought she was absolutely beautiful, incredible.
Oh my gosh. That I think they did a spot-on job with her. She is, first of all, gorgeous and really looks like Suki. And I think her acting is really great. I will say, and I think her...
You met her, right? At a con?
I have not, but we're friends on social media. And this is not to her, but this is, again, I'm glad you're saying that the creators are listening. I would just say in her first episode, they changed some of the lines, which obviously happens, but the iconic Suki line that represents, female power and just forward thinking, they changed it. So, and that's not her.
What line is that?
They altered the I am a warrior, but I'm a girl too, right? They wrote something like, I went out into the world or something, but I came back to you or found you, and it's like, no, he came to her. That, you know what I mean? And she kind of schooled him, and so I was like, ugh, and that's not on the actors. They didn't have anything to do with that.
Right.
But so yeah, so that would have been, I think, an iconic line to keep. That would have just been very appropriate. But I don't know what their
Maybe it's coming.
Yeah, but that's the thing when they're fighting on Kyoshi Island because he's about to leave, and she's like, oh, don't leave. I'm like, nah. She's like, I got this, whatever. So yeah, that would be my only gripe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can ask part two real quick.
Go for it.
My memory's a little fuzzy, but one of the standout moments, especially with Kyoshi Island, is when Kyoshi herself actually shows up. So we don't really get a reaction from, when Kyoshi smashes down and actually starts thrashing everyone, we kind of get a look on Suki's face. So I'm curious, as Suki, your take on her, what do you think's going through her mind when she actually sees the Avatar Kyoshi herself, who she spent her whole life modeling after, actually in the flesh and bending like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably surprising. This is someone who you are following in the line of, and is your predecessor. And probably there is some confusion, but I think eventually, she just follows suit and trusts that this is what's supposed to be happening. I mean, I don't know the thought process behind that, but that would be my guess. I don't think that there's a black and white answer to that because it's a complicated, answer, which I think is a good thing. It shouldn't be just an easy, oh, that's fine, or there can be some mystery to that, and hopefully lead to something else.
Nice. I totally thought she was fangirling for a second.
Maybe.
But in general,
wow,
I was pleased with it. I mean, I was like, oh boy, what is this gonna be like? And I thought it was really well done. And James, of course, Cabbage Man, was awesome. My cabbages!
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Colin. Oh, another question. Hey, step on up. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, how y'all doing?
Good.
Hi, how y'all doing? I'm Dee. So, one, I want to say thank y'all for y'all contribution to Avatar Last Airbender. Oh my goodness, it is my favorite show of all time. I just want to give y'all my praise really quick. Each one of your characters does individually resonate with me. One, Suki talking to Sokka is just,
Chef's kiss.
So my favorite line from Suki, I do have questions. I just want to give you guys your questions real quick.
Thank you.
My favorite line from Suki, besides I'm a warrior, but I'm a girl too, is we actually met before. We did? Yeah, you kind of burned down my village. Oh, good to see you again.
Oh, lovely. Serpent's Pass.
hands down, one of my favorite episodes that goes heavily underrated is the Ember Island Players.
Absolutely.
And we don't talk about it enough, but when you can sit here and have a creation that you can make a parody of from the other person's perspective,
Isn't that cool?
That is amazing writing. Y'all took that to town.
You
Oh
are
my
so
goodness.
cute. You're so sweet.
That was so nice. So there was actually this trending topic on, I think it was X and then a couple other social media platforms that talked about if Tylee, May, and Suki were benders, what element would they have? So what do you guys believe?
Well, there's a theory that gets asked to me quite a bit, which is that Tylee is an airbender. And there's this like meme where like they basically take her hair off and she looks exactly like Aang. For sure. Exactly. Yeah. And she doesn't have yellow eyes like the rest of the Fire Nation. I know she's very floaty, and there's something in one of the comics now that's canon where like, I'm gonna get it wrong, but like Fire Lord Ozai's sister went and joined some airbender tribe called like the Guiding Wind or whatever. So there is like Fire Nation crossover with airbenders. So I would just go, I'd go with that. Why not? Sure.
Oh. You know, what
What would your bender, if they kind of asked this already.
Oh yeah. I think, yeah. And I would probably be closest to air. Closest, yeah.
Yeah. Fire.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. You are awesome.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, so I just need some context. What happened to Sokka?
What do you mean
What happened to Sokka?
What happened to
And
him?
why does he have any kids?
Yeah, what happened to Sokka?
Listen.
Where was Suki and Legend of Korra?
Listen. If Suki was able to make an appearance, she would have made her way. Had I been able to be collabing on that, maybe it'd be a different story. But
I've been waiting so long to see Suki and Korra.
Oh,
We've seen almost every member of the game be old, except for Aang, because now we have Korra. We saw Toph, and we didn't see what happened to Sokka.
Right.
Except for the Yukon incident, but we don't talk about Yukon.
Right. There's a rumor that she had passed, by Korra. And I was like, that sucks.
Who's gonna take Suki out?
I don't have control over that.
I was gonna say she did the whole Spider-Man wall climb in the prison and everything.
Listen, she's badass. Thank you. I know. Again, had I been able to write or collab, maybe there'd be a different story. But I'm just the actor here.
And we appreciate you so much for that.
But we love your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You need to have a podcast.
I love this show beyond words.
Yeah, it's clear, and I need you to host a podcast or something because you're just really
Very passionate.
have a lot of charisma on this topic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank everybody for all your amazing questions. The last thing I wanted to say, I know you're going to be here for the rest of the day.
Be at our table,
So
come
go
see
visit,
us.
and then
I wanna
also,
meet you.
is there anything that you have coming up that you're allowed to speak about, that you'd like to promote, plug, anything you got going on?
We have some video games I can't talk about, and just recording. I've been the voice of Chloe on Bratz for like 20 years, so just always making more Bratz content.
That tracks.
I have a couple video games with franchises that you guys may know that I don't know when they're coming out, hopefully this year or next. And if you guys watch Squid Game, the reality show, keep watching.
Ooh, I have also.
Yeah, so I'm the voice who, if you guys watch it, I torture the contestants. So for example, does anybody watch it here, the reality show by any chance? Oh, so if you know player 161, you are eliminated. There you go. Keep
That's
watching.
creepy.
More Chun-Li content.
Oh yeah, Chun-Li too.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're agent.
No, she's my publicist. That's
Because we don't all know other voices.
That's true.
I have two video games that I can't talk about as well. It's already been like a year. It's really annoying. But I'm sorry. But I also have a play, a one-woman show that I wrote. That I have a Kickstarter right now. I've got about a week left, and I'm at almost 50%. So I need 50 more percent from people. I'll take it. You can do $1, and you get a free download of it. It's an hour long. It's a one-person show, and it's about a school shooting, and it's looking at how that happens and why that happens, and the community's aftermath. And it's just an important topic, but it's not super dark, even though it sounds super dark. So it's kind of going back to my roots, but you can find that on my social media and just kind of see what I'm up to. So I'll be doing that in October.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you all so much for being here this weekend.
Elgin,
We appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Otakufest.
And really quickly, is it all right if we take a selfie with the audience? Yes, so just stand right over here at the edge of the stage. And one more time, big round of applause, everybody, for Cricket League.